Hello everybody. Today we start with a new chapter in standard 8th maths, that is understanding shapes. Now as I'm aware of from your school that the polygons part, the first part of the chapter is cancelled, so we will directly move on to the second exercise, that is exercise 13.2 of your book ML Agarwal Understanding Mathematics. So we'll now understand what are quadrilaterals. Okay, so that's quadrilateral. Fundamental principle, quadri, 4. So quadrilateral is a four-sided figure. So any four-sided closed figure. Now what is a closed figure? Now if at all I say it is one side, two side, three side, four sides. Is it a quadrilateral? No, it's not a quadrilateral because it's not a closed figure, it's an open figure. Okay. If this would become like this, then it becomes a four-sided closed figure, then this is a quadrilateral. So quadrilateral is any four-sided closed figure. So a four-sided polygon or a four-sided closed figure is called as a quadrilateral. Now in a quadrilateral we have got certain very important kind of terms, or we can say the parts of the quadrilateral are. So if I have this quadrilateral like this as A, B, C and D, then I know that this quadrilateral has got four vertices. These vertices are A, B, C and D. It has got four sides, the sides being AB, BC, AC, AB, BC, CD and AD. Okay, AB, BC, CD and AD. These are the four sides. It has got four angles. The four angles are angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. We'll write it as angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Apart from that, there will be also two diagonals. The line joining the opposite vertices are called as the diagonals. So two diagonals. The diagonals are AC and BD. So AC and BD are the two diagonals of this particular quadrilateral. Okay. Over here we see that there are two sets of the sides. So one are the adjacent sides. Now adjacent sides are which are next to each other, that is AB with BC, BC with CD. So it will be AB, BC, BC, CD, CD, AD. Okay, AB with BC in one set, second set, third set and fourth set. Okay, that will be AD and AB. So these are four sets of adjacent sides. Then there are two sides of opposite sides, this one and this one. So this is opposite sides are AB and CD, AB and CD and AD, BC. These are the set of opposite sides. So the quadrilaterals, the sides can be either adjacent ones or they are opposite ones. So these are, of course, out of the four sides, you are just forming a pairs of adjacent sides or pair of opposite sides. Similarly, in angles also we will have the adjacent angles and the opposite angles. Okay, quite simple to understand. Adjacent angles A, B, B and C, C and D, D and A, adjacent. So we can write adjacent angles will be angle A with angle B, angle B with angle C with angle D and angle D with angle A. That will be adjacent. And opposite angles will be angle A with angle C and angle B with angle D. So these are the opposite angles. So in this way we have got the pairs of the different angles. Now why are we going through all this? Now this is because depending upon the way the opposite sides are related to each other, or the opposite angles are related to each other, or the adjacent sides are related to each other, or adjacent angles are related to each other, there will be different kinds of quadrilaterals. So quadrilaterals will be of different kinds when opposite sides are equal, then adjacent sides are equal. ऐसा कुछ भी अगर जैसे अलग 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 formation में you will have different forms of quadrilaterals which are going to be formed. In general, when we are trying to find out a particular quadrilateral, so we will see that in general the quadrilateral can be divided into two parts. One is a parallelogram and the other way is a trapezium. Of course, there is one more which is a kite, but you will mainly prefer these two ones. Now the exercise what you are going to have right now is based on parallelogram. So parallelogram is a specific kind of a quadrilateral which has certain very important and specific properties. So let's consider that we have got a parallelogram now. So let me start with that thing. Okay. We start with parallelogram. Okay. The short form of parallelogram, if we write it in short, will be like this. This is for parallel lines, like two standing lines, and then GM will become a parallelogram. Don't use it much, but you just need to know it so that in case any of the teacher is writing it that way, you don't feel left out that okay, I don't know what is the meaning of that thing. Okay, so this is parallelogram. So the first thing is a parallelogram. Again, it's a four-sided figure, closed figure, like A, B, C, D. Here the main thing is that the opposite sides are equal and parallel. That means first thing is opposite sides equal and parallel. That means AB is equal to CD, BC is equals to AD, AB is parallel to CD, and BC is parallel to AD. That's the first thing. So this parallel to this, these are the signs. Okay, the signs over here indicates that they are parallel. The arrows, if they are one arrow here, that means they are parallel. Two arrows here means they two are parallel. Okay. And this line over here giving you that AD and BC are equal. Okay, here AB and CD are equal. This is one line, two line, depending upon what kind of thing is, you can mark it that way. The next thing is the opposite angles are equal. Okay. Second is opposite angles are equal. That means angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. Okay. The measure of the angles of the opposite angles are equal. The third is, if I draw the diagonal, so these are the two diagonals, it will be seen that they both bisect each other. What do you mean bisect each other? OA will be equal to OC and OB will be equal to OD. Okay, so we have got the third point as diagonals bisect each other. That is OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD. Okay? The diagonals bisect each other. The next one we have is that adjacent angles. So this angle over here and this angle over here, they both are supplementary. Okay, so the fourth point is that adjacent angles are supplementary. That means angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees. Angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degrees. Angle C plus angle D is equals to 180 degrees. And angle A plus angle D is equals to 180 degrees. This plus this 180, this plus this 180, this plus this 180, this plus this 180. Okay, that's the fourth property of the parallelogram. Okay, so these are the very important four properties of the parallelogram which we need to know right from the beginning. Okay, so any particular quadrilateral who has got its opposite sides equal and parallel, then they are parallelograms. Okay, so parallelogram, that is the first thing. The next one we will require to note is that the sum of the angles of the parallelogram, or in fact any quadrilateral, okay, for any quadrilateral, the angle sum property, or we can say the sum of angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay, so sum of angles of quadrilateral is equal to 360 degree. That is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 degrees. This is a general rule for any quadrilateral, whether it's a square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, kite, kuch bhi ho, a four-sided figure. Whenever there is a four-sided figure, you will see that four-sided figure ka total sum of all the angles will always be 360 degrees. So that is something very important. And also one more thing is that the diagonals of the parallelogram will always divide the parallelogram into two equal triangles. Okay, they will be the bisector. So basically ये two equal triangles में divide करेंगे, or else right now we may not think about it. That is on a later stage, maybe in the 9th standard, or you will need to learn that thing. Right now you can just understand that the sum of the angles of the parallelogram are equal to 360 degrees. So that's what is required. Now, in case of the sums which we are going to do for parallelogram, or we are going to do for any kind of quadrilateral, you will not only require the properties of the parallelogram or properties of the quadrilateral, but also certain basic concepts of geometry. Okay, so the basic concept of geometry has to be very well understood. So what are those? The first thing is about, let's go one by one. Okay. The first concept for this one is, if I got a straight line, I know that this angle over here will be 180 degrees. That means if I got only one line like this over here, then this angle is angle A and this is angle B. Then angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees, and this is because they form a linear pair. Okay, they form a linear pair. So when on a straight line, two angles are adjacent to each other and combine together to form 180 degrees, then they are called as a linear pair. But if there are three angles, like if they have got three angles over here, B and C over here, then I can of course say the same thing, A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. But the reason for this thing is no longer linear pair. Pair का मतलब क्या होता है? दो एंगल. पर यहाँ पे क्या तीन angles है. So that's why what will we call it? We will call it as angles on a straight line. Okay, so angle on a straight line will be such that all the angles which are formed on a straight line, जो दो है, तीन है, चार है, जितने भी angles है, उन सब का total how much will it be? It will be 360 degrees. So 360 degrees is the angles which is 180 degrees will be the angle on a straight line. So angle on a straight line will be 180 degrees. So that is about a straight line and the angles formed by a straight line. Another thing I can see is that A plus B is 180 degrees, which is a linear pair, also means that it forms supplementary angles. So they are supplementary. If two angles, the sum of the two angles is 180 degrees, then they are called as supplementary. And if the sum of the two angles is equals to 90 degree, they are called as complementary angles. Okay, supplementary 180 degrees, complementary 90 degrees. Okay, we had learned it in the 7th standard, but anyways, I can just recap that thing so that's easier for you to understand. So this was about angles in a straight line. The next one will be angle at a point. So if this are the angles which these are the lines which are intersecting each other, it gives you angle A, B, C, D, E and F. It will see that angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D plus angle E plus angle F will be equal to 360 degrees, which is angles around a point. Okay, angle around a point is 360 degrees over here. So that is angle around a point is 360 degrees. Now the next one more thing what we need to know is if there are two lines which are intersecting over here, so of course the sum of the angles is 360 degree, but over here if it is A, B, C and D, it will be seen that angle A is equals to angle C and angle B is equals to angle D, and the reason for this is they are vertically opposite angles. So angles which are formed by intersection of two lines, okay, they are always equal, the opposite angles are equal and they are called as vertically opposite angles. Very important, vertically opposite angles. So what we saw up till now was first was angle on a straight line or linear pair, okay, angles around a point 360 degrees, and next is vertically opposite angles. These are something which is the basics of geometry which you need to know throughout. Okay, that's why I just recap that thing. Another important thing what we need to remember or to use it is going to be the properties of the angles of the parallel lines. Okay, so for parallel lines, so let's see the angles formed by the parallel lines. Okay, so what we have is, suppose I have got the parallel lines like this and this is the transversal. Okay, so this is the transversal, that is the line cutting the two parallel lines. Accordingly, it is seen that you will be having 8 different angles formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 different angles which are going to be formed when a transversal cuts a pair of parallel lines. It can be seen that the angles which are within these two parallel lines are in the interior of the two parallel lines, hence they are called as interior angles. So interior angles will be angle 3, 4, 6 and 5. Yeah, 5 and 6. Okay. Angle 3, 4, 5, 6 are interior, and similarly the one which are in the exterior, that is outside the parallel lines, are the exterior angles which are going to be angle 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay. These are the exterior angles. 1, 2, 7, 8 exterior angles. 3, 4, 5, 6 are the interior angles. Clear? So that is the different kinds of angles. Now we see the relationship between these angles. So when we see the relationship, the first one are angles which are on the same side of the transversal, but one is interior and other is exterior. Okay? Transversal यहाँ पे है, तो on the same side of the transversal, यानी left hand side पे देंगे, one is exterior and one is interior. So that means we are taking over here angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6. See, this is top left, यहाँ पे भी top left, यहाँ पे top right, यहाँ पे भी line के top right, यहाँ पे below left, that is angle 3, angle 7, angle 4, angle 8. These sets or this kind of angles are called as corresponding angles. Okay. I write it in full, otherwise there should not be any confusion. And it is seen that if it is a parallel line, only and only if the two lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. If the lines are not parallel, corresponding sides will not be equal. So it could be this way also. If the corresponding angles are equal, the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. It's like give and take. So 1 is equal to 5, 2 is equal to 6, 3 is equal to 7, 4 is equal to 8. These are the corresponding angles, and you can see that they are always forming a kind of a shape like an F. ये देखो, ये F formation हुआ. तो 1 over here and 1 over here will be equal. उसके ऊपर वाला और उसके ऊपर वाला equal. वैसे ये साइड पे भी F बन सकता है. Okay, so this one and this one. So formation of an F. The next one are the interior angles, but they are alternate. यानी one is on the left hand side, the other will be on the right hand side. So we are going to see the 4 and 6, 3 and 5. So that is angle 4 is equal to angle 6 and angle 3 is equal to angle 5. These are called as alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. That is 4 and 6 and 3 and 5. That is the relationship between the interior angles but alternate ones. ये वाला और ये वाला cross formation. So यहाँ पे क्या है? The formation what you are going to have over here is the Z formation. You can see this is a Z formation. Okay? It forms a Z. जहाँ पे ये दोनों एंगल यानी ये एंगल और ये एंगल इक्वल है. ये सेट से भी Z बन सकता है. Right? So that is Z formation. Yes, you have an alternate exterior angle also and they are equal. Like I can have 1 and 7 is equal and 2 and 8 is also equal, but we normally do not use that particular method. We normally do not say that 1 is equals to 7 because they are alternate exterior angles. No, normally we don't use it. What we will normally do is that we will say that 4 is equals to 6 and then say by linear pair 1 is equal to 7. And वैसा कुछ करेंगे. We'll do some another method rather than using the alternate exterior angle property. Okay, so that is alternate interior angles. The third and the last one is the one which is going to be the formation of a C. तो ये angle और ये angle, वैसे ही ये angle और ये angle. So that is, we will find that angle 3 and angle 6, angle 4 and angle 5. And it is seen that they are not equal, but the addition of the two is equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, it is supplementary. So, it is co-interior angles. Formation is a C, and they are not equal, but they are supplementary. So, the co-interior angles are supplementary. So, that is the property what we are going to use for parallel lines. Okay, the three different things are, of course, there is a co-exterior angle also, but as I told you, we are not using it. We are just going to use corresponding alternate interior and co-interior. We are not using co-exterior, that 1 plus 8 is equals to 180 degrees and 2 plus 7 is 180 degrees. No, we are not going to use that thing. We will avoid using such things. Okay. Basically, when you are using that parallel lines, we will either use any of these corresponding alternate interior and co-interior only. We will not say anything about exterior angles. Clear? So that is about the parallel lines. The another important thing what you will need to use in case of the finding of the angles in case of the parallelogram or any other quadrilateral will be the properties of the triangle. Okay, so let's go through the properties of the triangle also, so that you are comfortable about the different things what are going to be there in case of the calculation for the angle. So we are going through basics of geometry. So they are very important parts of geometry. You need to know this by heart, completely by heart. You have to practice a lot about this thing, so that when you are coming to the sums of quadrilaterals and in future something higher than that, you are not facing any problems in understanding corresponding and co-interior and exterior and those things like that. Okay. Now, in case of a triangle, there are only two properties of the triangle which you are going to use. If you have this angle as A, this angle as B, and this angle as C, the first property what we are using in this is that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degrees. That is the sum of the angles of the triangle is 180 degrees. So this is an important thing what you have done. Why would we require this in case of the quadrilaterals? Because all the quadrilaterals, when you draw a diagonal to it, it forms into two triangles. So probably we may require to find out the angles of the triangle, and that is the reason you can see that because it is forming into two triangles, each sum of the angles of the triangle is 180. So 180 plus 180 is 360. That's why the quadrilateral the sum is 360 degrees. So you can easily make this up. So that is about first point. The second point over here is this angle over here is exterior angle C, and it is given that exterior angle C will be the sum of the other two interior angles. So that will be equal to angle A plus angle B. Okay. So exterior angle is equal to the sum of the other two interior angles. Okay. That is this particular formula, or we can say the thing what we need to learn. Okay, so triangle के दो properties है जो हम लोग को properly याद रखने हैं. That is, sum of the angles is 180 degrees and the exterior angle is equal to sum of the other two interior angles. So that's about the general part about the chapter. Otherwise, now what you are going to do is one by one just see the different kinds of sums what we are going to have over here, and we are going to use the normal parallel, of course, apart from the parallel lines and all these things, we are going to use the normal properties of the parallelogram, that the opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, the diagonals are bisecting each other, all these angles, opposite angles are equal, adjacent angles are supplementary. ये सब property हम लोग use करेंगे to find out the different sides or angles of the parallelogram. So the first exercise based on this is exercise 13.2, which I think I would start in the, I'll start in the next video. Okay.